My name is Taran Davies, and I am a producer of Jerusalem, which is filmed in IMAX and 3D. And for those of you who are on social media, unlike me, you can find it at jerusalemthemovie.com or facebook.com/JerusalemTheMovie. Google too, as well. But coming back to Google, I have a quick question for you. Can someone tell me the most successful documentary film ever made, or just one of the top 3 most successful documentary films ever made in terms of box office receipts? Does anyone have an idea? Roger Me. Well, right with the filmmaker, but wrong with the film. Bowling for Columbine. Actually, it is, according, if you Google it, and you go to Box Office Mojo, you get Fahrenheit 9/11, number 1. Number 2, you get March of the Penguins, which was actually, oddly, executive produced by our executive producer. And number 3, quite brilliantly, I haven't seen it myself, Justin Bieber's Never Say Never, which actually, funnily enough, was shot by our director of photography, Reed Smoot. I had no idea until I checked this out. But are these actually the 3 most successful documentaries in terms of box office ever produced? And even though Google says it is, they aren't. Of the top 10 most successful docs ever produced, 9 of them are IMAX educational films. 9 of them. So these are titles like Everest, Antarctica, To Fly, Niagara, Mysteries of Egypt. Grand Canyon, by the way, grossed almost $250 million since it was released in 1984. The bad news for us is that in the IMAX industry, the IMAX theaters keep 80% of the box office. The good news for those who love Jerusalem and love Israel is that this shows that IMAX films have Hollywood-sized audiences, films that go on for literally years and years, and they provide for life-changing experiences. For those of you who go and see a film on a screen that's 80 feet high and in 3D, on good, not gimmicky 3D, this can be a life-changing experience. And all of this wrapped up inside some of the most prestigious and hallowed centers of education on the planet, the top museums and science centers where these IMAX theaters exist. I'm pleased to say that Jerusalem, by all accounts, is heading in this direction to potentially be a successful IMAX film. Now over 2.25 million people have watched our aerial footage that we shot on the web. Not really anything to do with us. It was just on our website, and it got picked up. And now nearly 40 of the top IMAX theaters in the world have signed up to exhibit the film, and we haven't actually finished it yet. And these include institutions like the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C., the Museum of Science in Boston, the Franklin Institute in Philadelphia, California Science Center, and so on. Lots of no's for this one, but yes, the film is shot, and the budget is raised, which was a $9 million budget. It's going to be presented in association with our partners, Hebrew University and the Jerusalem Foundation, in IMAX theaters worldwide beginning in September of next year. I could speak at great length about this, and I won't because you're going to see a clip, but our goal is to celebrate Jerusalem. I've grown up in a world when I think of Israel, it's politics first. It's always politics, and it's conflict, and it's terrorism. We are going to celebrate Jerusalem in this medium, with its beauty, with its humanity, with its diversity, its culture and spirituality. The way that it will work in the film is that you won't actually know at the beginning of the film. You won't know who you're supposed to like and who you're not supposed to like. You won't know who's the Christian, who's the Jew, and who's the Muslim. We're also going to introduce you to the archaeological experts that are going to be part of the film. And you're going to get to see, albeit not on an IMAX screen, on this screen, the imagery, the quality of the imagery that there is, but more than that, the access that we've got to some corners of Jerusalem and some of the rituals of Jerusalem that very few have ever seen before or can see. I'm here tonight, and George would have been with me, but he got sick. I'm here tonight to ask for help. We're looking for media partners. If you like what you see, for those of you who know this business, we want to be wrapped up in your campaigns. We want, if you like this project, for you to be able to use this film for your own purposes, marketing purposes, fundraising purposes, to get the word out for your own projects. So I'd love to be able to speak to you about that tonight or tomorrow or however you wish, whenever you wish. So with that all said, thank you, and let's roll the clip.
How should we approach Jerusalem? A city which for thousands of years has been regarded as the center of the world. From the west, we cross the Mediterranean Sea to port cities once governed by Egyptians, Phoenicians, Greeks, and Romans. From the north, we follow the River Jordan to the Sea of Galilee. Here, on these shores, a teacher known as Jesus of Nazareth preached in the synagogue of the village of Capernaum and found his first converts among the local fishermen. From the east, the Israelites, and later the tribes of Arabia, traversed the Judean desert and the Dead Sea. The lowest point on Earth has yielded some of the most astonishing archaeological finds of all time. From the Dead Sea Scrolls to King Herod's palace fortress, Masada. It was here, after the destruction of Jerusalem, that a group of Jewish rebels made their last stand against the Roman army. Along the eastern road to Jerusalem, early Christian hermits seeking solitude in the desert built remote monasteries, some inhabited for over 1,500 years. When we reach Jerusalem, which of its 7 gates shall we enter? How shall we navigate its tangled alleyways, shaped by centuries of processions converging on its holy sites? The Church of the Holy Sepulchre, whose grey domes mark the place where many Christians believe Jesus was crucified and resurrected. The massive 2,000-year-old stone platform with its venerated western wall. For Jews, it is where Abraham prepared to sacrifice his son, and Solomon built the first Jewish temple. The top of the stone platform is home to the Dome of the Rock and Al-Aqsa Mosque, where Muslims believe the Prophet Muhammad was taken in a miraculous night journey and ascended to heaven. Travel back in time to a land steeped in layers of history and cherished as the birthplace of monotheism. Explore this crossroads of the world through the stories of people who call it home. Discover a city that continues to stir the imagination of billions of people. And find out why Jerusalem remains the beating heart of our world today.